Rocky came out in 1976 and stars Sylvester Stallone and Carl Weathers, and I'm very excited to give you guys my review for this movie. If you've seen it, be sure to leave a comment what you thought about it. As well, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now let's get into this review. In this movie, a small-time Philadelphia boxer gets a supremely rare chance to fight the world heavyweight champion in a bout in which he strives to go the distance for his self-respect. So Rocky might just be the ultimate underdog story. It's an absolute classic, and I love this movie. I just recently rewatched it after years, and I appreciate it a lot more now that I'm older and can sort of pay attention better. I'm picking up on more things in this movie that I really like, sometimes small things, but it all adds up, and I really like this movie. I really love the character of Rocky Balboa, played by Sylvester Stallone. Just a guy who's sort of down on his luck. He's quote-unquote a bum, and he's just also a very positive person, and it sort of makes him an endearing character and just a character you really like. And it's a great story of, well, an underdog. Just like I said, a guy down on his luck, and he gets a shot to fight the heavyweight champion, and I really like it. And one thing that I really like about this movie, and it's sort of maybe the big takeaway of it, but it's how the movie's not really about him winning, because if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert, he doesn't win the fight in the end. But like the sort of synopsis said, it's more about his self-respect, and I like how it's a very more personal movie than I feel like you sometimes get. At least when I'm thinking about them, I'm sometimes thinking about the other Rocky movies, and sometimes they get goofier and maybe less serious. They're still fun, but this one I found to be much more personable, and I really enjoyed that. This movie just does a really good job of giving time to the characters so you get to know them, get to understand Rocky, sort of why he is the way he is, and just grow connected so that you really feel for him when he goes in for the final fight. Like, he has a lot of sort of self-doubt on himself, not sure he's really worthy, for lack of better words. And I really like it. Like, you really feel for his character, and I just love how this movie sort of focused on how for him it wasn't about actually winning, it was more the self-respect and sort of proving, I guess, that he could be there, sort of belonged there. And one thing for me that I really appreciated, actually, it's a very small moment, and I never really caught on to it before, and I don't know if they're really trying to show much, but I really enjoyed it. Was at the end of the fight, when it was announced Apollo won and was still the heavyweight champ, and the interviewers came up to Rocky and wanted to interview him, and he was just focused on looking for Adrian, his love interest in this movie. I don't know, I just thought it was a very sweet moment and really reflected the character of Rocky, that he was more just wanted to see his partner rather than talk about the fight, anything like that. So I really liked that. For me, that really sort of highlighted the character of Rocky very well. And I enjoyed his relationship with Adrian in this for the most part. I did find at the start when they went on their first date, it was a little awkward, and it was supposed to be, but I think at times it was a little too awkward. But after that, once they start the relationship, it was great. And you have some other characters like Paulie, a bit of a douche, but he's a fun character for this movie and this franchise. And this movie is just a great sort of motivational movie. You know, you got the underdog story of him, down on his luck, getting this shot, making the most of it. Some great moments, some very iconic moments, like the training montage with the theme song. Absolutely fantastic. And I love some of the other dynamics with other characters like Mickey in this, how he's really hard on Rocky because Rocky has a lot of potential but never really used it. So I really liked that as well. And another thing that I liked about this movie that I never really picked up on before, and it's sort of a smaller thing, but another thing that I really appreciate, is that with most underdog stories, when you have your main character and they're going to have a romance in it, so the underdog's always going for and eventually get sort of maybe the popular or most pretty person. This movie doesn't really do that. It sort of subverts that expectation, if that expectation was there back when this movie came out. Nowadays it probably is. But Adrian in this, the love interest, is a very shy, quiet person. Not, the most popular, maybe not the most pretty, but it's the person Rocky wants to be with. And I don't know, I just found that kind of a sweet thing and just different. And just rewatching this movie, I think one thing I really liked about it was that it felt very small scale, so you felt more connected to the characters, more so than some of these other boxing movies and later Rocky movies and Creed movies. Even when they do focus on characters, this movie I feel like did it the most. Like, it felt much more character focused the most rather than the other ones. The other ones had a lot of character focus, like the first Creed movie, but there's still an element of spectacle to it, just because like Creed, you got the return of Rocky, and then even the fight scenes, the way they're filmed and all that, there's a bit more spectacle to them. This one, I felt like there's not really much spectacle. It's just focusing on these characters, these like everyday real characters, with this guy who just got this amazing opportunity, maybe a bit reluctant to do it. He has doubts about himself, a very real person like that, and I absolutely love it. There really isn't anything else I can say about this movie that hasn't been said already, because it's a movie that a lot of people love and have talked about. I just thought I'd give my quick review on this movie because I've been rewatching these Creed and Rocky movies, and the first one is an absolute classic. I think it's probably still the best of the entire Rocky and Creed franchise. Absolute classic. I love the sort of quiet underdog story. I love some of these subtle things they do in it, and I think it's just sort of like a great inspirational, motivational movie. Really great performances all around, great characters that they created in this movie that became iconic. The boxing scene at the end I thought was pretty good, obviously not filmed as well as some of the newer ones because of the technology we have now, but for that time I thought it was very good, very exciting, and just great after the whole build-up they had throughout the movie of getting connected to Rocky, learning his situation and this opportunity he has. Thought it was fantastic, paid off very well. Absolutely love this movie. For me, I'm going to give Rocky a 94%. So guys, those are my quick thoughts on Rocky. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought about it. As well, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And be sure to stay tuned for some more videos coming soon. And until my next video, take care everybody.